Hello, guys of United Rock Nations. We are with a pair of Sabaton to talk about the new album Heroes. How are you?
I'm good. And I'm very happy to be here. Thanks also to the chance that we can be here. On the last album, we didn't have the possibility to come to France because there was not so much interest for interviewing Sabaton. So we said to our record label, please make sure this time.
But you did the cover of a hard rock magazine in France.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember.
Yeah,
that.
I know. And I mean, we have had some good luck and some nice stuff, but in general, it has been hard for us in France.
Why? Why do you explain that?
I think, I mean, for example, we have played many more big shows in some other countries. In Germany, we played several big festivals and stuff. In France, we played some festivals, but not nearly the same amount. And also in some countries we have supported bigger bands.
That's important, yes, absolutely.
So this all helps to build an interest for the band and create fans and stuff. But the fans we have had in France has always been very dedicated. But they are few in numbers, but very dedicated.
Great. So let us know what happened between Carolus Rex and the new album.
It's a lot. A lot happened. It's two very, very exciting years in a lot of ways. It started out during the recording of Carolus Rex. We went separate ways with 4 band members.
Yes, I have a question after about that.
Only me and Joachim remain in the band,
yes,
and we finished the Carolus Rex album, and we found new band members. We put together a team. We rehearsed like never before, and then we went on tour, and we have done more than 200 shows since then.
Yes, how many countries?
Something like 45 countries, and around 200 concerts. And we have also managed to record the DVD, which is Swedish Empire Live, and we wrote a new album, and we recorded a new album, and here we are.
Did you expect such a big success with Carolus Rex? Because it was a big success.
It was a big success, yes. We didn't expect that at all. Because partly we were also afraid. Everybody told us, basically, nobody believed that it's gonna work out the way we did, even when we changed band members. People said, okay, you can't. There can't be 4 band members leaving a band, and you can still keep the band intact. But I mean, in the end, me and Joachim did the job. He write the music, I do the other stuff, and we write this concept together, the lyrics together. So it wasn't really any problem. And the way Sabaton goes up like this, because we got new energy into the band, new band members who is hungry, who wants to go out and tour, absolutely. And all of this really helped. And then the fact also that the album, we did it in Swedish and English.
And 2 versions.
Yes, and the Swedish version was very popular in Sweden. We didn't expect that. Nobody believed in it. The record label was like, we shouldn't release it in Swedish. And I told them, I think that the Swedish people only want the Swedish version.
And the lyrics are the same? You traduce exactly the same thing, or there is some difference between the Swedish lyrics and the English?
There was some difference. It was. They were mainly about the same. I mean, they were about the same event or whatever. But we wrote them in different ways. Sometimes they are more of a translation, but sometimes they are very different.
Okay. Let me know about the departure of the 4 members. What happens exactly?
I mean, the Sabaton is 15 years old. So it's almost half my life I've been doing this. And when we started the band, we were all young and hungry, and we wanted to play. But things change, you know. When you are 17, it's one thing, and when you are 30 and you have kids and stuff, it's different. And some people wanted us to play less, and I wanted us to play more. So we disagreed there, and we couldn't agree on what should we do. You want to play less, I want to play more. And we cannot go in somewhere in between, because then nobody will get happy. So that's why they now have a band who is playing less, and we have a band who is playing more.
You are still in contact with?
Yes, and we live in the same city, so
Yes, but
we
they are
meet.
still friends.
Yes, and we meet, and it's not so often. I travel 250 days per year, but if I have a chance to go out or go to the pub in my city, I usually meet them.
From where come the passion of wars and historic events?
The idea, I mean, me and Joachim always wanted to write about something real, not make up stories. We thought, okay, let's write about something real, and we have an interest of history. We think it's more interesting to have the real stories than the fictional stories. And I guess we were sitting down in 2004. We had the music for the song Primo Victoria, but we didn't have the lyrics. So that's when we started to think about, okay, we want to do something that is from real and that also affects people in one way. And sure, we could have written about religion or something, but it's not for us so interesting. It's the wrong thing, or because there are a few things that unites the world and everybody has an interest in. You can write about politics, religion, or
love.
Yeah, but yeah, that's true. But we wanted to write about something that is also real for people.
But it's a passion also for you. That
It has become more of a passion. In the beginning, it was just an idea. Now it has become a passion.
And when you wrote the lyrics, before you wrote some books, to describe the events or
to research.
Yes, absolutely.
It's different for every song. Sometimes, usually, we get an idea from very often sent in by fans.
Ah, okay.
They send in a lot of ideas. In 2010, we made the album Coat of Arms, and we asked our fans to send in ideas. We had 10,000 ideas or more, and I read through all of them.
Oh.
There were anything from, some of them were very exciting, and we decided to make songs about them. Some were not really what we are looking for, like Star Wars or something. But fans do have humor.
It's fiction, it's not really...
And fans have humor. But when we had done that, we felt that it was a good idea to get impact from fans, because we cannot sit home in Sweden and know everything. So a lot of fans contribute.
Right.
And sometimes they come with an idea, just like, I think you should write about this, and it's just one sentence. And we can't find any information about it. So it's like, oh, do you know anything more? No, I just want you to do it. Okay, then it's difficult. Sometimes they send us the whole story, and sometimes they are, a lot of times, they have studied, or they're experts at what they do, and they are proud because they have done their research, they have done a work for it, and then they sent us in like a complete, here you go. It's a full story with everything you need, and that's very appreciated.
And talking about the new album, you talk about what kind of wars or what kind of battles?
The new album is around World War II.
Yes.
We like to stay there because it is a well-documented part of history. If you go further back in time, sure, you can find interesting stuff, but we have to rely on myths and legends, because not everybody know exactly what happened. During World War II, it's very well documented.
Absolutely.
So it makes sense, and it's easier to write about it.
Okay.
We don't need to make up what happened. So.
The artwork of Peter Selay.
Yes.
It's very beautiful. But you have two artworks.
Yeah, actually.
Why? 3. 3.
No,
we have those. This
is the two main ones. Yeah. And the thing is, the idea is, my idea comes from that I'm a record collector myself, and I love to collect limited and special editions of bands.
Okay.
And if I go to a record store, I'm always looking for beautiful limited editions. Even sometimes I even buy it from a band. Oh, maybe I don't like that band so much, but
yes, but
this is
a
cool
limited edition, so you buy it. Okay.
But then sometimes you get very disappointed when you see limited edition and it's only a sticker that says this is a limited. I want to create something.
And there is nothing inside.
Yeah. I want to create something where people feel, see, and okay, I just want to buy for the music. Okay, fair enough. And I want to have something that's special. Okay, there you go. And today it's I think it's a different world in many ways, of course, for the music business and the industry. And you cannot tell people what they want. You have to adjust to people. That's why we have to have so many different editions and versions.
With covers.
Yes, and also like vinyls and digibooks and earbooks and CDs and all. There's so many because some of the stores, there are few left in the world, say, okay, we will only take in if you make this format. And the next one say, we can only take regular CDs. And some fans, they say, I will never buy a normal CD again, I will only buy vinyl, okay? So we have to have all the formats to this is the demand of the fans and of the stores.
Let's talk about the covers, because you have talked about the limited edition.
Yep.
Why you have chosen Metallica, and also two bands that honestly I didn't know about, Battle Beast and Rope Tear.
Yes. There's a story behind every song, of course. Metallica we choose partly because we are big fans of Metallica, and also this particular song was the first song I ever played on a stage.
Oh, okay.
So for me, it was kind of, it's my first experience to stand on a stage and play heavy metal. So that's unique. Like losing the virginity or whatever. You remember it. And so that is that. And then we have the two other ones. For example, Battle Beast is a Finnish band. It's a new band. We liked it a lot. I heard their album, and I went to the backstage after a concert for us, and I told everybody, listen to this. And everybody, this is great. And then we wanted to see the band, so we have the Sabaton cruise, our own cruise ship. And for this, we invited them, a special secret guest. Nobody knew about them. And when they're gonna play, we trick all the fans on the cruise to go to a specific place, and then we open the curtains and let them play and see what happens. Maybe people don't like them, maybe they... But they played very well, and the crowd loved them. So we were standing there. Wow, we haven't seen such a good new coming band in many, many years. So we decided, okay.
It's a Finnish band.
Yes. So we thought, okay, we want to support them, so let's do a cover and help them. And I really love that band. And the last one is Rauptier. It's a Swedish band from the Northlands. Basically, very much brothers to us. We played many, many times with them. And our guitar player, Tobbe, he used to be the bass player of this band.
Okay.
And for one show, we did a tour in Sweden together. They were our support band. And the last show on that tour, we did a lot of special stuff. So, including Joachim went onto the stage and sang this song in Hjältes väg. He sang it, and we all thought, wow, it sounds great. So that's cool. And then we decided, okay, let's do it. And the title of it is En hjältes väg. It means basically a hero's road. And for the album Heroes, there is a connection.
Absolutely. Let's talk about the new songs. How was the writing process? Who wrote? You have 4 new members.
Yeah.
They contribute to the sound.
Yeah.
Who came with the ideas?
Well, Joachim is the main songwriter. But he co-wrote some songs, and for the first time ever on a Sabaton album, another band member helped to write music. Tobbe, the guitar player, he came up with an idea for a song. It didn't sound like Sabaton, but Joachim then came in and said, okay, but if we add this, and if we think like this, and if we do like this, it's your idea for a song, but it sounds like Sabaton. And that turned out to be great. And then Joachim also co-wrote together with Peter Tector, our producer, and our old friend and sound engineer Kenny. So there was several new ideas in for this. And now we know also that for one of the bonus songs was contribution from the new drummer, Hannes. And Chris was also writing several songs. So we realized, okay, they are not as experienced songwriters as Joachim yet, but they have a lot to contribute in the future. So while we were doing the album, we also we were doing it in Peter Tector's studio. We have our own studio, but it was only for songwriting studio. Now we built 3 new studios. So every band member has their own studio.
Right.
They can work with songs all the time.
Okay, let's talk about the new songs. I have chosen 3 songs.
Okay.
Night Wishes is very powerful. Do you plan to choose it for a single?
No, we didn't plan to choose it. That's why it's first on the album. If that's just like to not ruin the experience for people, because the single is the first thing you hear from a band,
Yes.
from a new album, and you don't want to hear the same thing when you put on the CD, because then it's like, oh, I've already heard it. It will sound like you are listening to an old album. So we decided that Night Witches is a very strong opener for an album, but then we cannot have it as a single. So
Can we have the name of the singer?
yeah, To Hell and Back will be the single.
Ah, okay.
It was very difficult to choose the single for this album, because normally we have a good idea, like everybody likes different songs more or less. This time everybody loved all the songs, but there was one song where we all felt something, like we all, when we hear it for the first time, we were all like, whoa, this is something, causes a different vibe in us.
Absolutely, this is one of the songs I check. To Hell and Back, it's different from the other tracks.
It's different from a lot of things with Sabaton. And we were all sitting at my guitar player Chris,
Yes.
at his place. Joachim, he didn't want to come this day. We're gonna have a little party, and Joachim said, "I'm not coming. I have an idea for a song." So he was sitting home and writing the song, and we were having a few drinks, and then suddenly Joachim is calling me, "Hey, I just wrote something, and I think you either kill me now or you think it's great." And then he sent it over, and we push play, and we all sit down like, "Oh, what the?" But then, yeah, this is great.
Okay, great. There is another song, Inmate 4859.
Yes.
It's very dark.
It's very dark. It's the heaviest song I think Sabaton ever did. This one was co-written together with our producer Peter Tektgren.
Okay.
And basically the lyrical topic is about Witold Pilecki, Polish soldier who who volunteered to go into Auschwitz just to tell people about it. We got the story when I told you that we were asking fans to send in ideas. We had done Coat of Arms, that album, in 2010, and we still had all these stories. We were sitting and reading, okay, we have to tell, this is a great story, this is exactly what we would want to write about, but the album is already done. So we said, okay, we have to do it one day, but the next album will be about Sweden. So the album after that will be about this. And we thought, okay, let's keep this story in our mind, and let this be the inspiration for this. So in 4 years we had that story, and we saved it, and we planned to do it. And now we have done it, and it's the perfect Sabaton story to tell.
Exactly. Let me know about the Sabaton cruise in August. You talked before about that.
Well, we have 2 special, unique events: the Sabaton Cruise and the Sabaton Festival. The Sabaton Open Air Festival is in the summer,
Yes.
and it started out 5 years ago with just 7 years ago. Oh, time goes fast. It started out just as a release party for Art of War. I wanted to do something more. Now it's a 3-day open-air festival with international people from more than 25 countries, fans coming there, and they know that this is a very unique event. It's where we do the biggest show of Sabaton ever. We do a lot of strange stuff, and fan clubs come from around the world, and they have the gatherings there.
Yes.
So it's a very, very unique atmosphere. That's the summer event, and in the winter,
Where?
it's in our hometown, Falun.
Okay.
Then in the winter, we have the Sabaton Cruise, and that's maybe 5 years old or something. It started out, I had the idea that, we had a touring routing, we have to go to Finland, and from Sweden to Finland you have to cross the sea. And it's quite expensive with the full production to rent to get on the boat with all the tickets and for the people. So I said instead, okay, I called the ferry company and I said I want to rent the whole boat. Okay, and we did, and it was fully packed and very successful. Now it's getting more and more popular every year, and it's just a few days before it sells out. When we announce it, it's sold out in instant. Yeah, well, we haven't announced it for 2014 yet. We are still waiting for a date, but once we have it, it will be sold out immediately, I'm sure. This is also a lot of people from around the world come to this. It's amazing. Great atmosphere aboard.
Hellfest is the only gig in France planned at the moment. Do you plan to come back after for some gigs or not?
Of course. It is in our highest interest to do that. I mean, the thing with the thing we do with the summer now is that we do the festivals, and then of course there will be a tour later. And we are part of why I'm here now and why I'm so happy that there's a lot of people coming like you to talk to us, and that there is an interest in Sabaton. Makes me feel comfortable that we can do more shows in France in the future.
Absolutely. Thank you, and I hope to see you on the road. I will be at Hellfest.
Ah, nice. So then I will see you there.
Okay, great.
And hopefully later too.
And see you guys. Bye.
Hey, I'm Per from Sabaton, and you're watching United Rock Nations.